When we're writing a review, we are writing to evaluate something by looking at the judgment, reason, criteria, and evidence. The judgment is who is the intended audience. So, for example, if you were writing a review about a book, who would be the intended audience of that particular book? And that's who your intended audience would be that you're writing this review toward. So, for example, maybe the book is a children's book, so you would be within that age group. Maybe it's even teen related, so it might be teen, it might be a specific type of genre, there might be a specific type of person or gender. Any of that could be part of the intended audience. Reasons. Are there specific reasons why we are evaluating this? In the case of this, you're evaluating it hopefully to show that it's something that you would recommend to someone. Or maybe it's something that you're just trying to give them some feedback on so that they know whether or not they would be interested in this. But there's a reason for evaluating, that being that you're trying to at least provide some information to someone else. Criteria. What makes this good or bad? And then what makes it useful? So this could be a list of pros and cons, the good and the bad. And then usefulness usually comes from the good stuff or the pros. And then evidence. Give specific details on what makes this good or bad. How can you or someone else relate to it? And then what is the overall observation? So with that, giving specific details on what makes it good or bad, the pros and cons, right? So specific examples. So maybe you're reviewing the use of a computer, purchasing a new computer, and you want to talk about all the good stuff. And then to give examples, specific examples of what makes it good or where you've had good experience with it. Or if there's a con about it, then maybe you give a specific example. Perhaps maybe the volume on it doesn't go up very high, or the pictures that you can use are very grainy or something like that. So giving specific examples, that's the evidence to help show what makes it good or bad. And then how can someone else relate to this? So are they going to be able to read this and go, oh, okay, thanks for the information. That definitely makes it useful to me then too, or not. And then that overall observation, of course, are you recommending this to someone else or are you not? They should by the end be able to figure out whether or not this was a good or bad review, and then what they can take away from the overall experience. So that is what you should be doing when you're writing a review, focusing on the judgment, the reasons, criteria, and evidence, which is exactly what we will do in our essay.